Yeah, Hey, let's move over. I wish I could get into this next story, but I can't. It looks like Maya is discussing her 7 years of celibacy. She reveals the benefits of being celibate for 7 years.
Benefits for who?
I don't know.
What's the?
Because obviously she's not in a relationship.
Right.
No,
she's not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no benefit.
Well, she explains it. She was on Angela Yee's Way Up podcast on Thursday.
What about this celibacy thing?
Yeah.
What was the longest you went?
Ooh, 7 years.
What did that do for you, though? Like
Mental clarity. Just doing without. It shifted my mindset. It was no longer a focus. Also feeling valid. You know, why are we taught that we have to be taken or made an honest woman? Am I a liar? And you must be very selective if you want better results.
She said the rush to be in a relationship, the rush to be married, the rush to be in something because that's what you've been taught to do, to have kids or procreate. There's a lot of pressure on women to be able to do that. And she said we are taught we have to be taken or made an honest woman. Love is beautiful, and I think the world always needs more of it, but you have to start with yourself. And this just sounds like a lot of hoe babble. I'm sorry. Maya, I don't understand. I always say when people are celibate that long, something's wrong.
No, it is. That's how much fucking they was doing.
No, it's not necessarily that.
Herpes?
I'm not even going to say that either, because you got to understand, like, some women are, or, you know, you be
No,
like,
we just said in general. We ain't putting it on the women. Cause
Yeah, I don't know.
You remember Lenny Kravitz?
No, but I'm just
Yeah, Lenny Kravitz.
He's doing
But he
the
ain't
same
fucking because
thing,
something's
too.
wrong.
but that, I'm about to say, he had an issue, though, yeah.
He said he was on his celibacy tour thing for a minute.
I don't know about that, man, because yeah. Lenny Kravitz also said he's on a celibacy journey, but he said it's because his dad was a womanizer and he was about to be a womanizer, so he stopped.
What you mean about to? This man is
Well,
how
I mean, he
old?
was a womanizer.
How old is Lenny? He's 55, right?
Yeah, so he
6.
decided I wanted to stop having
that
sex.
That nigga was fucking 2, 3, 4. He
Yeah.
had 10 at one goddamn time.
Dick probably told him he was tired.
Right, he was tired because all the fucking he was doing. Come on, you talking about a light skinned black dude that can do rock and roll. Like let that ring in your head.
9 years. Lenny Kravitz said 9 years without sex.
He getting pussy from all races, all sizes. They just, hey, look, as soon as they mouth fall on his dick. You know, I'm just saying. I'm like, so when you got pussy thrown at you, in my case, dick thrown at you on a regular, and she probably dib and dab. You know, especially when your finances is completely out of the way, you can literally take your mind and be like, you know what? I don't want to do this. I'm gonna chill out.
Yeah.
Like I said, but these niggas must not be in no relationship.
They're not.
But that's my point. That's the only way that is even something remotely or minutely even
I know.
possible to register.
You're right. It is. Oh, I got a statement. It is possible that people
celibate for multiple years.
I
mean, I've gone a year without sex.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, it's okay. I'm not criticizing nobody who does that. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm not. You do your thing. You feel what I'm saying? Because some people cannot have sex and cannot compartmentalize, you know, being physical with somebody without the emotional part. So, because most men, such as myself,
They trying to
I
make
can
love
compartmentalize
instead of
shit.
fuck.
You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? If I know coming in, right?
Yeah, this
that
ain't
this
nothing
is
but
all
sex.
what we doing.
Yeah.
And I know that you done told me verbally or you done showed me that don't expect nothing after that. I keep that lock and key in my head. I don't move, go collect $200, none of that shit. Whereas women, some men, you know, you can tell them that shit, and then after a couple of rounds, you know what I'm saying, they just forget all about that shit.
Exactly.
You just blown their head open, and it's like, well, I thought you said, no, nigga, didn't I tell you when we first started this that this is all what we doing? This is all what we doing because I'm not getting everything what I want. You ain't getting everything what I want. This is a peaceful mind that we can offer each other and be okay. But again, like I said, you know, some people have to take that mental break or that physical break because, like I said, they love hard. They feelings get wrapped up in the physical part, especially when you slinging that mother, pause, wood, and everything. You know what I'm saying?
But
sometimes the woman put that goddamn squash on your ass. You know what I'm saying? You gone.
But to me, this celibacy that long is only from a problem.
Right. I mean, because why go 7 years?
Years.
Who you saving yourself for?
What I personally thought was Maya made so many bad decisions with her pussy. Like, this is the only way for her to have peace.
They reset her mind.
Yeah.
Reset everything. She made bad decisions.
Like,
Based off having sex, including sex, and then probably saying, "Let me see how I can go interact with people."
That's
without
scary. These
put on
people
that
don't know how to
powder
pick
blue
mates.
fucking Carolina
you go
outfit,
from
nigga.
one extreme to another because
That's what I'm saying,
let's
to
just
offset it.
Yeah, so let's just say, all right, cool. You did that to reset yourself, right? You did that, right? So this is where it's a problematic of going so long without. If you're going so long of having without sex for your reason. This is where going more than a year, it can be a problem.
Yeah.
Because all it takes, one. That one time you decide to be like, you know what? I want some. Or she's saying the right thing, he's doing the right thing, and they get your ass and you right back out there. So it's like you waited 7 years and then somebody put that thing on you. You know what I'm saying? They hit that spot and you probably get knives. You probably peeking around corners and shit like that. I don't know. All I'm just saying is sex is a powerful thing. It is. I'll be the first to say that. Sex is a powerful thing. But what you got to understand is you always have to interact with the other person because if you get out of rotation in some type of way and that one person gets your ass, and if you didn't, I guess, repair yourself like how you should, because some people, they don't necessarily repair themselves. They just take themselves out the game because they just get tired of the BS. Yeah. And then when they decide to get back in it, you really didn't hone in on a skill set to keep you from going through the bullshit from the jump. So you end up going through shit a second time around or a third time around, and before you know it, you might get locked in with a bullshit ass nigga.
Yeah. And that's why you think we should go back to arranged marriages for some people like these? Because they need help. They need help finding partners, and they don't know what to look for.
Well, if you also look at it, too, she gets money. Yeah. All right? So that means this is what happens when you're by yourself for so you
get accustomed.
Selfish tendencies. And once you gain them selfish tendencies, sometimes they're your comfort zone. You don't want to relinquish that shit. Mm-hmm. So even if you thought about or wanting to entertain to having somebody in your life, you do, but then you like, you know what? I was okay over here. You know what I'm saying? I think I like it over here better. Now, that doesn't mean we can't interact with each other, but it's just you condition yourself that this is your safe zone. You know what you want to do.
But do you think it's like unrealistic standards or expectations on a person that makes them stay away that long from people? Is that, you know what I mean?
Or like I said, sometimes you can have a lot of motherfuckers out here playing. And since a person know that you on some bullshit, that it's easy for them to be like, nah, I ain't got time. You know what I'm saying? So that can happen. And a lot of women, they can block out shit like that because they have a lot of things that can distract them. Some of them, if they have kids, they wrap all their mind thoughts around their family and stuff. Others who have careers and stuff like that, they put all their time and their effort in their careers. They have various things that offset the reason why. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, cool. Well, we hope and wish Maya a 8th year of celibacy.
Somebody get up in that pussy, boy. Hey, and she ain't up, what, 5, what? She 5'5"?
She a little one.
Short.
Yeah.
She fun size.
Yeah.
Because somebody gonna rip her ass a whole new cootie.
It could have been me back in the day.
7